I'm Rikki Webster and welcome back to WEBSTARS, another tips and tricks video for Elementor and WordPress beginners. So this one we're going to cover a couple of super easy hacks for Elementor. The first one being adding a gradient to this button. So let's do that. If we click into the button and we head over to the Style tab, and within button you'll see that the color is set to one of our standard colors. Okay, we're going to head down to this box shadow area and we're going to click in this pencil, and let's open up this and move it around. I don't know, let's keep it around about here. Let's do one of these nice looking Elementor colors. Okay, so if we then select inset so that it's inside the button rather than outside, and let's play around with a couple of these. So you'll see, but just by playing with a few of these you get a really nice gradient effect. You can move this from left to right to be more green or that pinky purple color. Let's put it around, kind of sort of bang in the middle there. Let's do a little bit of blur. Let's do the vertical line so we get a little bit more. There we go. And I would say that that's looking pretty good. Okay, so on to the next. Okay, so the next one that we are going to cover is an inline text style. So in here, if we wanted to change one of these colors to something other than white, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so if we head over to the style area, let's just remove this break, and I'm going to show you how to change the color of this word. So if we wrap it in a span tag and do one at the front, and then we're going to add the CSS property to it, and then we're going to add in our hex code color, and there we go. You'll see that you've changed the color of that word only. You can change a couple of other things here as well. If you wanted to change the font weight, for example, you could click into here and add in font weight, and let's make this 800, or you can make it 10. Completely up to you. We can also play around with the font style. So if you type in font style italic, for instance, it will go italic. So yeah, you can play around with this a ton and have some fun with it. Okay, so the next one is playing around with negative margins. So you'll see here that I have got this image and these two text boxes here, but what if I wanted to take this image and insert it a little bit into this area? So how I would do that is I'm gonna add a little bit of space between here. Head over here and then click advanced. I'm gonna add a little bit of space between the two. I'm gonna move this down a little bit. So if I add a little bit of space at the top of here, let's say 50. And then I'm going to move this in by using a negative margin. So if I click on here and then go to left, let's say negative 80 to start with. The padding, I'm going to move this up a little bit so that we get a nice bit of space here, and then just play around with this until I'm happy with it. So what I could do to improve this even more is to play around with this margin. So if I click in here and then go over to the right hand side, I could do 100, and then I could also bring this section up a little bit by removing some of this padding. Let's remove that margin completely, and let's play a little bit with this again. Let's do 150, and then let's move this guy in a little bit more. So let's say negative 150. We could even go negative 180. There we go, and you're starting to get a much nicer look and feel. You could add a little bit more text down here if you wanted to, simply by duplicating this text and then adding it in. You could play with this a little bit to get rid of this area here. So if we click in here and go to advanced, you could remove some of this margin. So let's say 80, and there we go. We're getting a really nice overlap of elements. Okay, and the next one that we're going to check out is a vertical divider. So what if I wanted to put a line here to separate this title from this text? How I do that is I select the element, and I'm going to head over to style, and I'm going to check out border. If I select a border type, so let's say a solid border, I'm going to play with this border, which is the right hand border, and I'm going to give it a width of 5. There we go, and we can go down here and we can click on the color. Let's use one of our brand colors. There we go, and we can actually play around with the margins of this as well. So if we wanted to click over here, click on this one, and let's do margin here of 30 just to give it a little bit of space. Okay, and if we go and check that out, we've created a divider between the title and the text. So the next one that I'm going to show you is the parallax image scroll. So if you see here, we've got an image in this box, but what if we wanted this image to move or stay put when we scroll? So if we click on this, We go over to the Style tab, and here we go. We've got position here, which is default. Center. You can play around with this. Let's do that. This is what we're looking for, the attachment. So at the moment it's default. If we click on scroll, the image scrolls with you when you go on the page. If you click on fixed, you'll see that the image actually stays put and the page moves around it. Really simple, that one. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to show you is entrance animation. So I would like this to enter into the page when I scroll down. So really easy how to do that. We click into the element, go over to advanced, and we click on motion effects. Now motion effects has a ton of different elements here that we could play around with. So for example, you've got some scrolling effects. You could click in here and have this speed up and move, so you see that it moves a little bit when we click over it. You could move it up and down. I'm going to default back to that. The horizontal scroll, so again the same thing, but it goes side to side. Transparency, you could actually have it fade in if you like to. The blur, you could have it blur in. Ooh, messing with my eyes a little bit there. You can set that back to default. There's rotate, scale, there's a ton of different things here, but the one that we're looking for is this entrance animation. So basically we could have this fade in when we scroll down the page, or we could have it fade in from the right or the left. It's kind of up to you which one you choose. I kind of like something quite simple like fade in up. I think that looks really nice. You can play around with the animation speed. You can have it come in slower or faster. It's completely up to you. But that is how you add animation to anything on your page. So the next one that I'm going to talk you through is duplication. So as we all probably know by now, you can duplicate things by right clicking. So you can duplicate a section. You could even save the section as a template so that you can use it in another page. But what if you wanted to duplicate or copy this entire page? So that's really easy to do. What you do is scroll down to the very bottom, and instead of clicking the plus button or the template button here, you right click and you copy all content. So by doing that, that means that the page content has been added to your copyboard, and basically all you would do is go in, create a new page with Elementor, and when you're in that page, right click and paste all content, and it will paste it all within that new page. Okay, so I hope that you've enjoyed this video. That's just a couple of really easy tips and tricks for Elementor. Don't forget to like and comment on the video, and if you do like these videos, please do subscribe to my channel. Until next time, thanks so much.